Hey everybody, Danny Milton here from the Teddy Baldassar team. We're all in Geneva for Watches and Wonders 2025. We've just had all the new Rolex releases go live on the website, so we're here to tell you everything you need to know. Now, undoubtedly, the biggest release of the year is the Rolex Land Dweller. Now, we have a complete review from Teddy here on the YouTube channel, as well as in-depth coverage on the website. I'll get into more on the Land Dweller later, but let's get some of the fresh new releases up front. The first new release is a brand new Rolex GMT Master. Now, we know the Lefty GMT released back in 2022, and this looks a lot like that watch, only now we get a brand new dial color in green. But that's not all. This dial is the first Rolex ever to use a ceramic dial. Now, it's not new for white gold Rolexes in a familiar colorway to sport a new dial. You may remember when the steel Pepsi GMT was released, the white gold model moved to a blue dial. Now here, with the black dial being used on the steel Lefty GMT, we see the same thing, only now with this new upgrade via the ceramic dial. This new GMT Master uses the 3285 caliber that we know, which offers 70 hours of power reserve and comes inside the 40mm case. And this new watch will come in at $46,750. Now moving on to something pretty unexpected, which is the Rolex 1908. This new yellow gold model in 39mm uses the same 7140 caliber that we saw first released on the 1908 back in 2023. That movement also includes the patented Saloxy balance spring, which we'll talk more about on the Land Dweller. This watch is notable because it's the follow-up to the follow-up of the 1908. Last year we saw a new platinum model, but now we see yellow gold with a brand new bracelet. This is a 7-piece bracelet called the Setimo. It has a special system which attaches it to the middle case, and a patent has been filed by Rolex for this system. According to Rolex, this evokes the jewelry-inspired bracelets that grace some of its vintage watches. And like the Land Dweller, it comes affixed to the crown clasp, which means no micro adjust, but you're able to find a fit via the small end links. This new 1908 model in yellow gold with the new Setimo bracelet will run you back $35,000. For this next section, we're not looking at a specific watch per se, but more a theme, as Rolex is introducing new dials across a trio of collections in the Daytona, the GMT Master, and the Sky Dweller. First up, we have a new Daytona with a black Cerachrom bezel in yellow gold with a turquoise blue lacquer dial and contrasting black subdials. Next up, a GMT Master in complete ever rose gold with a new dial made from something called tiger iron. This natural stone contains a combination of tiger's eye, red jasper, and hematite. It has a brown and black Cerachrom bezel insert. And lastly, rounding out the trio is a brand new yellow gold Sky Dweller on a matching yellow gold Jubilee bracelet with a bright sunray green dial. Next up is sort of a sleeper release. Not a lot of people maybe have seen, but it's a new Rolex Daytona in yellow gold with a yellow gold bezel and a yellow gold oyster bracelet. This is a new take on what many people know as the John Mayer Daytona, and has a new sunburst green dial, similar to the new Sky Dweller, as well as gold subdials. Over the years, we have seen the Oyster Perpetual line get released in a whole host of dial colors, a lot of them bright and a lot of them fun, including the Celebration dial, which sort of took that bright dial color idea and infused it into one watch. This year, we have 3 new Oyster Perpetuals that take this new color concept in a new direction. First up in this trio of pastel colored dials is the Lacquer Pistachio Green. Now, we've seen Rolex deal in green many times in the past, but this is the first time we've ever seen it in this specific kind of green. Next up is the beige dial, and I'm having a hard time thinking of any other time in Rolex's history that beige or anything beige adjacent has ever been used on a dial before. Rounding things out is the distinct lavender dial. I think this color works very well for the size, and I can see it becoming pretty popular. Next up is a new take on the Datejust 31, which brings a red ombre dial to the table in an 18-karat yellow gold case and a matching 18-karat yellow gold President bracelet. The whole watch is enhanced by a sparkling diamond set bezel and dial. This watch comes equipped with the caliber 2236 released back in 2014 and also incorporates the patented Saloxy balance spring and has a power reserve of 55 hours. Now let's get back to the main event of the show, which is the Land Dweller. This was undoubtedly the talk of Watches and Wonders 2025 even before the show began. So this watch comes in 2 sizes, 36mm and 40mm in 3 metals. Rolazor, which is a combination of steel with a white gold bezel, Ever Rose, which is Rolex's patented rose gold, and platinum. In the Rolazor model, the 36 and 40mm options are identical effectively, with the same dial format and a white dial on each. The Ever Rose model comes either with the 6 and 9 marker adorned dials or diamond marker and diamond bezel models, which also flows into the platinum cases as well. The platinum models come with the trademark ice blue dial that Rolex has also used on the Day-Date, the 1908, and the Daytona. The The Land Dweller is effectively built from the ground up. It is reminiscent of the old integrated bracelet sport models of the 1970s from Rolex. And when you look at it, you see the oyster quartz influence heavily. The case flows seamlessly into a brand new bracelet, which Rolex calls the Flat Jubilee. You'll notice a very fine satin brushing on the flat end links and slightly raised interior links. The dial is adorned with 6 and 9 numerals with an open styling and has a honeycomb pattern and femtosecond laser etching in between the honeycomb patterns. The hands are new, the markers are new, the case is new, and the bracelet is new. And what's especially new is what's on the inside. We have a brand new movement, the caliber 7135, which features a brand new escapement system called the Dynapulse escapement. What we have here is a 5 Hz caliber. That's right, a 5 Hz Rolex caliber and a new escapement which combines efficiency and accuracy. With the higher beat rate, we still have a power reserve of 66 hours. The Dynapulse escapement is made from silicon parts, which makes it highly resistant to magnetism and shock. Rolex has been slow to embrace silicon over the years. I mean, granted, we have had the Siloxy balance spring, but it was seldom used and really seldom talked about. So to see it used on this scale is sort of unheard of and really a big step forward for the brand. I think the big news here is not just the Land Dweller itself, but the concept that the new 7135 movement is in this kind of watch, and certainly speaks to where Rolex is headed in the future. From a styling perspective, you're either gonna love or hate a watch like this. Personally, having seen it firsthand, I think the 36mm wears great on my wrist size, 6¼ inches. But overall, both the 40mm and 36mm at 9.6mm in case height is a great addition to the Rolex collection and slots in really nicely between the Datejust and the Day-Date. All right, guys, those are your Rolex releases for 2025 at Watches and Wonders. We have a lot to get to here in Geneva. We're going to be here all week. And right now, at the time of recording this video, we have a ton of articles already released on the site. Just go to teddybaldessar.com now and see all of our coverage of Watches and Wonders. We can't wait to hit the Pal Expo showroom floor. We're going to be seeing all these Rolex models, getting more hands-on, so stick with us. Thanks so much. See you guys soon.